What I'm going to talk to you guys about today is scaling your business through internet leads. I started my first Scratch agency in 2009 and had no idea what I was doing, and came from the restaurant business and started buying internet leads. I said, well, a lot of people weren't doing them at that time. I said, people are buying cars or buying everything else, homes off the internet. Why can't we sell insurance off the internet? Started doing that. Been very blessed, have amazing employees. I also have an amazing partner. And could my wife, Kristen, stand up for a second, please? And by the way, it's her birthday today. So make sure you tell her happy birthday. I also have my director of operations here. Miss Tina, where are you? Stand up. That's my director of operations. She does an amazing job, runs all the agencies. We're currently, my wife has an agency also, so together I have 5 agencies, she has 1, so we have a total of 6. They're all Scratch. We are at about $33 million in earned premium from Scratch. I've never bought anything. We're on pace to write about $10 million this year in new business premium. So we average about anywhere from $850 to $1 million a month in sales. So we're blessed. Amazing team. Amazing team. It has nothing to do with me. So today I want to talk to you about internet leads. A lot of you guys I know out there are scared of internet leads. They don't work, they suck, whatnot. So I'm going to take you through several different steps for internet leads today. You don't need to see my bio. There you go. The number one thing I can tell you, and I've spoke about internet leads and building your business at National Forum, all these different conventions and whatnot. And I always get that one person that calls me afterwards, and anyone can call me, by the way. I'll give you my cell number at the end for help. But they call me and say, John, I'm going to do internet leads. I said, great. They don't do any of the things that I'm going to be telling you how to get ready to do it, okay? You can't leave here, okay, and go back to your office and go, I'm going to call one of these internet lead companies. I'm going to buy me some leads. It doesn't work that way, okay? You're going to fail, all right? I don't care how good your salespeople are. And I'll have somebody call me, and they'll go, John, I tried those damn internet leads you were talking about. I said, yeah? I sold 1 policy. I said, well, how many did you buy? He said, 30 for the month. And I'm like, dude, you don't understand. You sold 1 in 30, but guess what? 31, 32, and 33, you might sell, okay? Then you're going to go another 15 without selling 1. Then you're going to sell 2 more. You have to be, what I'm getting ready to say, totally committed to doing internet leads. If you're not totally committed, don't do them, okay? Internet leads are not meant to be where you buy 5 a month or 10 a month to add some quote volume. It's not going to work. You have to be 100% totally committed. And that is with everything that I'm going to talk about today in terms of acquisition, your staff, which is the number one thing, okay? Having the right technology. We're going to talk about that as well. Close rates. Again, kind of what I was talking about. Don't get wrapped up at the beginning with close rates. Get wrapped up in training your staff, okay? The number one thing that's going to happen is if you do totally commit to this, you have to be the front person. You're the coach, okay? They're going to feed off your energy. Because I'm going to tell you, a lot of you, what it's going to happen. You're going to buy internet leads, and you're going to have Gary over there, been with you for a year, and Gary worked at another office or another company. He knows everything about selling, right? And he calls 10 leads. 9 of them don't answer, and 1 tells him to go F himself, okay? So he's going to come to you and go, hey, man, these internet leads suck. These are a waste of time. You're wasting your money, John. And he's saying this in front of your staff, in front of everybody else, okay? When I mentor agents, I tell them the number one reason I truly believe why agents fail, it's not always, a lot of people say money. It's not it. It's positive atmosphere, positive attitude. And it has to start with you as the agent, okay, and your commitment. You got to set a budget. You got to come up with a budget, whatever it may be, okay? And you have to stick with that budget. Now, what I'll tell you, how I built my business through internet leads, I first opened, it was me and one other person. I sold every day. I did most of the selling. And at the end of the month, the way I looked at it was, if you're with Big Blue, you get paid once a month. So I look at my bank account and see I would want to keep a cushion of, let's say, I don't know, back then, like $6,000 in case something happens, right? And so after paying all the bills and everything, right before I get paid again, I would look to see what that amount is. So let's say it's $6,000, right? So after my first month, if there was $8,000 there, I would take that extra $2,000 and put it into my budget and buy more leads. So then guess what happened? The following month, now it's $4,000 more. So I started off with, let's say, a $5,000 budget. I'm already at $9,000 the second month. Does that make sense? Okay? Keep reinvesting, keep increasing your budget, and obviously you want your sales to do the same thing. Do you have the tools to be successful? Like I said, you've got to have the right technology. Okay? There's a lot of great companies out here. You've got to have a CRM. I think most people do. Okay? You've got to have the right people, and I'm going to talk about that here in just a little bit, that are willing to sell it, have a positive attitude, and smile and dial. Okay? If you have somebody that doesn't like to be on the phone, then they do not need to be working internet leads. Okay? We all have maybe a CSR that he or she has been with you for 10 years. The customers absolutely love this person, right? Love them. And they sell like one auto every month. Don't give her internet leads. Okay? You're going to stress her out. She's going to freak out, okay? So, how do internet leads work? There's all different types, okay? Exclusive leads, which I'm going to talk to you a little bit more here in just a minute. Be careful when you're shopping what exclusive means, okay? Most time that's exclusive if you're a farmer's agent, you're the only farmer's agent, okay? Or if you're Allstate or your State Farm, you're one of those, you know what I mean? It's just you. But there's really nothing out there except for maybe live transfers. And I don't know if the lead company's in here because they're going to get mad at me. But you guys know sometimes live transfers get resold. So I've actually sold a policy that somebody paid like $100 for a live transfer. They sold it 2 days later as a regular lead, and my person sold it. And yeah, it was not fun conversation. Okay. So we're going to talk about next is lead acquisition. So, always I do question and answer, or usually they hit me up out here, and again, I want everyone to come talk to me, okay? But every time I get somebody come up to me, hey, John, which lead company should I use? Okay? I can't tell you that. If you live in Texas, I can probably give you some help, okay? If you don't live in Texas, you have to understand with lead companies, they spend money and resources differently in each state, okay? So when you're going to interview, if you will, a company to do internet leads for you, what I've always done is said, because I get a high volume, I get thousands a month, okay? And if somebody's going to sell me, honestly, like 50 leads a month, I'm not going to use them because it's such a small pool, okay? It's a waste of my time. So, because you're going to have a lead company, if you're in Arizona, wow, our Arizona market's awesome. I'm going to get you all these high-quality auto leads. So then what I always ask is, okay, sounds great. What I need from you is a report that shows me, in these areas that I have, how many leads did you produce last month? Because I've had people tell me, I'll get you 500 home leads a month or 1,000 home leads a month, and I asked for that report, and they did 50. Okay? And I just want to get you locked in. All right? So make sure that you ask about that. Home or auto? What do I buy? People always ask me that. Should I buy home leads? Should I buy auto leads? It matters on your market. Okay? There's no generic answer for that. Your market, autos might be selling like crazy, okay? And the homes are a little bit more stressed, or vice versa, okay? We're very blessed in Texas. We're selling both. Very, very lucky. So when you do this, the most important thing I can tell you when buying leads, get intelligence, okay? Don't just say, well, my agency's in Dallas, Texas, so I just want leads from Dallas County, okay? Because guess what? And I buy a lot of home leads. Dallas County is not a great market for me, even though most of my agencies are in Collin or Dallas. You know what I mean? You got to look at the whole state, wherever you're at. Or if you have multi-states, look at the whole market. Don't say, well, I got to be, 10-mile radius, 15-mile radius. No, because I can tell you, at the bottom there, you see, it says, internet lead customers don't care where you're located. Okay? And if they do, I would tell them, hey, we'll sell this policy for you, and I will get you a local agent for you, if that's really what you want. I can tell you right now, that happens once every, 3 months. Do you know what I mean? It never happens. They're consumers on the internet, and they want value, right? So go to your sales manager or whatever company you're with and tell them, if you're going to buy auto leads, okay, and you're in Arizona, I would go to that territorial sales manager, or whoever it is, and say, I need, based on your close ratios, the company's close ratios, I need our top 50 most competitive zips, okay? And that's where I'm writing, okay? Why buy leads in a city that our close ratio is 3%? You're wasting your money, okay? So get those top 50, whether it's home or auto. Tell your person, you got to go in with a plan. You got to tell and work with your rep. I can tell you, I talk to my 2 reps, at least once a week. We're constantly massaging, constantly looking at things, giving feedback. When you give the company feedback, you can't call them and go, these leads suck. What are they supposed to do? Oh, okay. You need to give them, look, we had 7 people or 7 disconnected numbers, right? You need to send them that, okay? So they have hard data that they can go back and look, because you know what? Things happen, right? They use different sources. Some of those sources start to use different marketing ideas and whatnot, and sometimes it will decrease the quality of the lead. Make sure you do not over-filter leads, okay? You know your market, you know what you're competitive in. If you're competitive still with auto, in which they have 1 at-fault accident, why are you buying leads with no accidents, you know what I mean? I don't filter very much at all, okay? Because what you're doing is you're cutting down your pipeline and you're cutting down your volume that you're going to get. Because you want to get as many as you can in those top tiers, those top zip codes. So how to get the best price? Are the internet lead companies in here? They're not like this one either. At all. So here's how I do it, how I've always done it. Call them up and I say, I'm going to commit to this amount of money, whether it's $5,000, $10,000. I spend between $100,000 and $120,000 a month, okay, on leads. So if I go to them and say, I'm going to spend $60,000, $70,000 a month, I've got some buying power. But everyone here has buying power, okay? Don't pay sticker price. No one needs to pay sticker price. So what do? You negotiate. What can you do for me? Look, I'm just starting out in internet leads. I need some help. Even $1 makes a huge difference in the long run, okay? Now, the next thing you do, so let's say those leads were $17, and you got them down to $15, right? So you agreed $15. Now here's what you do next. You tell them, look, what's your normal return rate? 5, 6%? Well, it's about, or let's say, I'm just going to say 10. It's not usually 10, but let's just say 10%, right? So then what I say is, okay, 10% of $15, $1.50. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to buy your leads from you for $13.50, and I'm not going to return any. Now, we're still going to monitor them, right, to make sure they're good quality and everything. But I don't want my salespeople spending time sending emails, correspondence, and here's the beautiful thing, they don't want to do it either. Okay, so they're happy because they don't have to process all this either, okay? They got somebody that's bitter at that office that all they do every day is check on leads whether they're good or not, okay? That's to say, I do want to stress though, we still track leads, we still make sure they're good quality, okay? Just because we don't return them. Okay. Again, market wherever you're at, where you're most competitive. I can't stress that enough. Know your intelligence. You might think, well, all of this county is terrible, okay? And maybe this is a large county. I'm telling you, you're going to get the top 50 close rates. There might be some that surprise you. Because you might go, I don't want any in Collin County. It's all terrible. And then you get your top 50 close rates, and you see there's like 2 or 3 zips in that county, you know what I mean, are on the top 50. And you aren't going to buy from there. So, again, consistent communication with your lead provider is so important. They're vested. You have to understand, a good rep is vested in your success. The more successful you are, what are you going to do? You'll buy more leads. He's going to make more money. She's going to make more money. So for the most part, they're vested. Don't make them the adversary. I see people like beating up. Like, you really think they're going to help you? Like, I see that in restaurants all the time. People yelling and screaming. And like, I used to be in the restaurant business. You're just telling me to F off to my face. And you think I'm going to be like, oh, sure, let me take care of you. You know? Sure. Sure, Mr. Blanchard. No problem. Go ahead. I'll help you. So, and just so you know, I think we're going to have time at the end. We're going to do some question and answers. So if you guys have any questions, okay? So I'm going over briefly. Also, if you don't know already, I am on the CWC platform, and there's several videos about this for you to follow up on. So we're going to head to the next section. One of the most uncomfortable things you will ever do is listen to a new person sell on the phone. The most uncomfortable thing you will ever go through in your life. And hey, I have a 23-year-old daughter that I lived through the teenage years, okay? So I can tell you it's bad. Do you have the right type of salesperson working your leads, okay? When I say you must have clear expectations from day one, normally I do the second interviews. And one of the things that I do is I tell them, I go, look, I tell them straight up, this is how you get paid, okay? I can tell you how my salespeople get paid. In my market, I pay them $300 a week, and they make 10% of what they write. A lot of people go, how do you only pay them $3 a week? If they don't see the big picture, I have 3 or 4 people that are going to make over $100,000 a year for me, okay? I show them the Zoom, you know how much sales they've done. Look here, I'm not BSing you. If they don't see the big picture, then they're not for me. I'm sure you're all like me, you're short-staffed or something, and you're like, I'm hiring this person whether they like it or not. Right? He came in, he walked, he could chew gum at the same time, right? He didn't have shorts on or flip-flops. You're like, you know, I can make him good. Right? We've all been there, right? He's got a full set of teeth, ready to go. So, I never sell somebody or try to sell them to come work for me. I want them to see the big picture. It's my job, okay, to show the picture of what's going to happen. One of the things I do, I can tell you, I had a lady come in, sharp. I mean, every one of you, as soon as she walked in, dressed to the T in a suit, looked like, you know, she graduated from Harvard, right? And I was like, oh, I'm hiring her. Same way, right? She had a degree from, I forgot what, SMU or something. And she was just stopped school teaching. So one of the things I said to her, and I do this in every interview, and I encourage you to do this if you're going to do internet leads. I pick up physically the phone, and I say, look, I need you to answer this honestly. Because this isn't for everybody, right? What we do is not for everybody, okay? I need you to answer me honestly. And watch their face when you say this. Hold up the phone and go, you're going to be on this all day today. Again, setting the expectations from day one, right? I expect you to make at least 100 calls a day. Outbound calls, watch their face. Okay? This lady went, she just like, you know what I mean? And I go, you know what? You're awesome, but you don't want to do this, do you? Because I said, the last thing I want, and we've all been guilty of this, you hire someone, oh my gosh, it's going to be so great. And they start off and they're doing pretty good, and they just come up to you and they go, John, I just don't like doing this. No offense. Love the company. Love my manager. Just don't like doing it. So there's got to be clear expectations. Show them the phone. Go, You're not going to be in a suit every day, going to Rotary Club meetings, having lunch with bankers. That's not what's going to happen here. Clear expectations of what a regular workday looks like. Very, very important. Things that you want to look for is somebody that's high energy. Maybe super ADD like me. Doesn't hurt for salespeople. Ask my wife. Are they follow-up skills? Do you think they're going to be relentless with follow-up? Relentless. My best people, okay, the ones that make over $100,000 a year, I tell them, I go, look, just so you know, the people that write $70,000, $80,000, $100,000 a month for me, they don't work Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. Now, I tell them, I don't pay overtime. It's up to you what you want to do. It's on your own time. Most of them have laptops that they take home with them. My top people come in on Saturdays on their own. I don't require them to do it because they know I can get a hold of somebody then. And that's what I tell the people. If you want to be one of these people, this is what it takes. They work hard. I'm going to embarrass her just for a second. First time I went to Craig Wiggins' office, I had met, where's Beth? Where are you? Oh, so I had met Beth before, and Craig and I are sitting in the office, and we're talking, and here comes Beth, and she's just walking like this. And I was like, oh, she looks mad. I don't know what's going on. She came in the building and went right to the office and started smiling, dialing. I looked at Craig, I was like, he goes, every day, dude. Every day. He also told me, too, that if I stole her from him, he would literally kill me. So probably come to my house. But that's the kind of effort it takes. I'm honest with them. You're not going to make $100,000 a year working from 9 to 12, take a lunch break, come back, get on Facebook, get on Instagram, whatever it is, right? You ain't going to make that much money. I'm very, very honest with them. But your income is uncapped. There's not many jobs where you can make as much as you want. There's no cap. You've got to find the right people. You've got to see in their eyes that they're excited about the opportunity to come work with you. You have to see it. You have to see excitement. If they're just like, that sounds good. I mean, need a job. No, they're not going to make it. If you're bored talking to them in person, how do you think they're going to be on the phone? Right? How many of you guys, I've been guilty. I'm interviewing somebody, and I'm a big Michigan fan. I'm like, God, who do we play this Saturday? While the person's talking to me. Okay? If they can't hold your attention in person, how do you think they're going to be on the phone? The other thing is, I came from the restaurant business, and I thought, sell on the phone? It's a difference. I was a waiter, bartender, manager, blah, blah, blah. I can sell. I don't know about y'all. Do you remember when you made your first outbound call? My hand was shaking. And I swear to you, I swear to the man upstairs, I shouldn't say that. This is how my first outbound call went. I promise. Back then, I had a mentor agent. I went and worked with a guy for a month before I started because I wanted to get a feel. I didn't know what I was doing. I'm in the restaurant business, right? So I swear to you, it was a lead. I call it handshaking. Lady answers the phone. She sounded like, what movie is it that's Large Marge, the truck driver? Okay. She answers the phone, and I swear to you, this is how it went. Hello? Yes, ma'am. This is John Pavley with the Charlie Money Agency. He's watching. He's already giggling his ass off at me, okay? I was just wondering, why did you call me? Well, ma'am, and I start stuttering. She goes, what are you, excuse my language, she goes, what are you, fucking retarded or something? First call I ever made. First call I ever made. And this lady is dog cussing me. What is wrong with you? You can't even talk. She literally goes, you're in the wrong business. I was, thank God I didn't, I should have just, thank God I didn't walk out right there. Because like, and again, Charlie Money, some of you might know him in Texas. He is like crying. Like, did he try to help me? Dude, he let me roast in the fire, okay? Because he heard me talking. Dude, I got this. Give me the phone. And you know how it is, right? Remember that with your new people. Now, hopefully they're not going to get that call, okay? But she, by the way, she threatened to come to the office and kick my ass and everything. So, and I'm just stumbling through like, well, can I give you an auto quote? When, you know, my voice is cracking. I sound like Justin Bieber when he's 16. So, I didn't close her. I closed my nerves. That's about it. So again, they have to be relentless. They have to be totally bought in. And I'm going to tell you, when you start, you're going to get, what's the guy's name? I said, Gary. Gary's going to be in your office. And he's going to say in front of everybody else, these internet leads suck. I don't get a hold of anybody. Okay? It's a process. It's a process. It's a numbers game. How many calls you make versus how many quotes you do. We all know this, right? We know our close ratios. I can show somebody in an interview, do you want to know how to write 60,000 a month, which means you're going to make 6,000 plus you're going to make 7,200 a month. I can show them with just a few figures. You know what I mean? It's really simple. Okay? Who gets the leads and how many? Here's another problem that a lot of agents make. So I'm starting off, John, I got technology, talked to the lead company, got it down to 1,350, and man, I'm still struggling, John. Okay, well, kind of tell me your process, you know, like who gets the leads, who decides, you know, what's the process? Well, we run it through the CRM. I got 3 people, right? First one comes in, goes to Bob. Second one comes in, goes to Sally. Third one comes in, goes to Justin. Well, Bob's writing like $30,000 a month off these internet leads. Sally's writing like 18. I can't remember what this guy's name was. Justin Slocum. With his cowboy hat on, thinks he knows everything, is writing $8,000 a month. But yet, you're giving all 3 of these people the same amount of leads. Why? Because you know what? You want to be fair. Well, guess what? Hey, Justin, when you take your damn cowboy hat off and you start writing $30,000 a month, you'll get more leads. You'll get more leads. You have to be honest with them. You don't close like this person does. And here's what drives me crazy. Let me get off subject for a second, but it drives me nuts. I'll have somebody that's been with me, this one girl, Blanca, been with me, gosh, almost the whole time I've been an agent. And she consistently writes 70, 80,000 a month. Just a freaking machine. I don't know about y'all, but if I got a job at my office and I'm sitting next to her, she's at the desk right next to me, I'm like, why are you trying to do new things? Do what she does. Say exactly what she says. I don't need you to be creative right now. That's what I tell them. When you start writing 70,000 a month consistently, then you can put your cowboy hat on, okay? But until then, it stays in the chair. I don't need you to go, well, the way she closes, I like to do it this way. No, screw you. You sell 20,000 a month. Are you kidding me? It's right there. All you got to do is copy what she does, okay? And learn from her. Listen to her. See how she talks, how she sells value. She doesn't sell price, right? CWC, right? All right. So, got one more topic for you. And, okay. Training to be a champion. What does that mean? Now, some of you don't like this guy, but guess what? Too bad. I told you I'm a Michigan fan. Not a Patriots fan, and I'm not a Tampa Bay Bucks fan, but I'm a huge Tom Brady fan. All right? Now, here's the thing. Chris and I have a 13-year-old son that more than likely, and it's just not me saying this, we pay a lot of money to, if you guys are familiar with Kyler Murray, from the Arizona Cardinals. His dad is one of the top quarterback coaches. My son takes lessons from him once or twice a week besides playing. And hopefully he's going to be a 4 to 5 star quarterback. So this last summer, he's jacking around, playing video games and whatnot. I go, come here. Show him a YouTube video. This is after Tom Brady won his, 7th Super Bowl? Right? 7th Super Bowl. Does he have anything to prove to anybody? Is anyone going to question what he does in the offseason? Is anyone going to question him if he shows up 30 pounds with a beer gut? He'll be like, dude, I got 7 Super Bowls. What are you going to say to me? Right? So I show my son this video after they'd won the Super Bowl. And I'm not joking. It was like 2 weeks after. I'm watching him do drills in his backyard with shoulder pads on and a helmet. Drills over and over again. Here's a guy that, if there was an excuse, he just won the Super Bowl. And 2 weeks later, he's training. And I told my son that. He go, do you know what it's like to be great? Okay? I said, he showed up at the combine 6'4", 6'5", ran the slowest 40-yard dash to this date by a quarterback. Okay? Yet, he worked his butt off. Okay? He has God-given talent, but he also worked his butt off. And he still does. He trains all the time. He trains not just physically, but mentally. His diet. So us as a team, and you're the head coach, your team has to train every day. Every single day it has to train. And there's a great platform out there that you can use to train. That's right, CWC. They can train every day. When I was yelling, screaming at y'all earlier about side by side with a veteran, I tell them, listen to what they say. There's no reason to create the wheel again, right? Listen to this person. They've been with me for many years. They write tons of business. They write compliant, good business. This is what I want you to do. Listen to them. Do what they do. Copy them. I don't need your personality right now in terms of, well, I like to say this, I like to say that. No. Okay? Now, there's great sales scripts out there that are great. Maybe not the one that we just watched, but I don't think that one's on CWC. But there's great sales scripts to make people feel more comfortable. Once they get comfortable and they're training every day, they're going to be a champion for you. So important. Role play. Again, you're talking about some uncomfortable things. I think role play is good one-on-one, but there's nothing better than listening to one of your staff do a live sales call. Now, it can be painful. When I first started my first office, I had about, 550 square feet. I could fit 4 desks barely in there. And don't ask me why I had the fancy private office in the back that was like the size of the square right here, okay? And I had a buddy of mine, Clay, who's now an agent, working for me. And he came from the restaurant business. He worked for me in the restaurant business, as a matter of fact, and then came to work for me. And he started selling on the phone. And this is the best time to train people is on the run. So what I would do is I'd be sitting at my desk, and I'm on the computer, and I hear Clay start selling, right? And then he starts botching something. And I would run into the office and be like, whoa, stop, put her on hold. Put her on hold. He's like, okay. No, tell her this, this, and this. And I'd go back to the office, and he'd start selling again. And I'm working, and I'm listening to him, and I'm like, oh, crap, here comes the close. Is this going to be good or not? Is this going to be bad? He starts butchering it. I'd run back in the office. Wait, no, put him on hold again. Tell him you got to talk to your manager real quick. Okay? Just for 5 seconds. 5 seconds, put him on hold. So he put him on hold, and I go, well, do this, this, and this. There's no greater way to train when you do it that way, okay? Because it's in the moment. Because you know what? If you wait till the end of the day, right? And I go, Clay, you remember that call you had earlier and you were closing? This is what you should have said. Well, I didn't say that. John, you misheard me. I didn't say that. Oh, yeah, you did. and then you're getting into it versus catching them in the moment. Now, this doesn't have to be you per se. It can be when you're sales managers. It can be when you're senior leaders, like we said, side-by-side veterans. Tell them, listen to what they're doing. Help me out. Offer incentives for training to make people champions. To explain to them, when you have somebody training someone else, you have to explain to them what's in it for them. Not just, hey, here's, got this guy, Greg Blanchard, he's going to start training with you. He thinks he knows everything and super cocky. And, dude, if you can train him, I'd appreciate it. You know what goes to their mind? Oh, my gosh. Another one? Explain to them, one, you should financially incentivize them. Number two, so they're bought in for their success. Do it off sales their first month, their second month, okay? And also let them know how it benefits them, okay, to train someone. Really, really important. Again, do not let your new hires reinvent the wheel, okay? Keep raising the bar. When I started off, it was, if we could do $50,000 a month, awesome. We did $50,000 a month for 2 months in a row. I made it 65. We hit 65 for like 4 months in a row. I made it 70. Now, you got to make sure your people are set up for success, that you have the marketing in place to do more sales, right? You can't just throw a number out there and be like, okay, we're going to write 200,000 this month. Oh, okay, sure, John. You buy 3 leads a day for us, and we're going to write 200,000 this month. Goal setting, so important. Most people here have kids. Okay, I know a lot more. Y'all are asleep. Raise your hand if you have kids. Thank God. I'm up here sweating my ass off. You guys can raise your hand. So, I coach hockey, and I coached a 14U team last year. And I've coached from 10U all the way to 16U, AA travel and all that. I will never coach a 14U team again. 14-year-old boys have an attention span of 5 seconds. Literally, I'm in the locker room. These boys they're in junior high. And I have to literally go, raise your hand if you're listening to me. Raise your hand if you're listening to me. Because they're here, they're over here, they're over here. They got the stick, they're like this in the locker room. Okay? Our staff can be like that sometimes, right? Attention span like this. If you set a goal, we're going to do a 3-month goal, we're going to sell this much in 3 months, they're not going to respond to that. Okay? It has to be short goals. I'll tell you this, some of the best ones I've ever done, and Tina does it too, she'll walk into an office and go, hey, today, you guys, they're having a good month, you guys write, 12,000 today, 15,000, we're going to buy you lunch. You'll be surprised what your staff will do for food. I got some girls that will cut people for lunch, okay? Some of my girls will cut for lunch. You'll be surprised. Short-term goals in my offices, all of them, they have a mid-month goal and an end-of-month goal. I used to just have an end-of-month goal. And what I found was, if the goal was, let's say, 100,000 for the month, we'd be at the 20th of the month and we've done 30. And then they go gangbusters, right? At the end of the month. So what I did is I forced them, to incentivize them to work all the way through the month, from the beginning to the end. So I do mid-month, end of month. Really, really important that you do that. The rewards, things like that, change it up. Ask your staff what they want. Don't assume, I'm going to give them all Best Buy gift cards. Okay? There might be someone on your staff, single mom, she's like, I don't need Best Buy gift cards. Right? I could use just a American Express gift card, or you know what I mean? Ask your staff what they want. Find out. Now, I'm not saying to reward each one of your salespeople differently. No. The other thing is, very, very important, include your CSRs in your goals. Give them goals too. Because I caught myself, and it took a long time, I'm embarrassed to say, many years, that we would do conference calls, or a Zoom call, and I never recognized my CSRs, and they never had contests. And so they feel like, you know what I mean? they're not as important when they're incredibly important. So, and I was totally guilty of that. So include them in your goals as well. We're almost done here, guys. Again, do not do internet leads when you leave here unless you're going to be totally committed to doing it. All phases, training, acquisition, technology, you being the leader, you're being the coach. You're driving this, right? You're driving it. It has to come from you. Don't give it to your sales manager and go, hey, man, I went to this thing and this ADD guy in Vegas was talking and sweating up on stage and I don't know, he had some funny videos and so we're going to buy some internet leads. Go get them. Tell them to sell and be positive. Okay? Not going to work. Again, it starts with you. You're the coach. Your staff reads your energy, feels your energy, okay? When you walk in each and every day, I don't care what you got going on at home, all right? When Gary, remember Gary, Gary's coming to your office soon. Gary, the one that's going to tell you the internet leads suck in front of the entire staff. Now, don't jump down Larry's throat or Gary's throat. Just say, Gary, you know what? It's a process. It takes time. I appreciate you giving me feedback. You keep it positive. Keep it positive. Watch, the most deadly thing. We've got about, is it going to be okay or no? Like 5 minutes? I got 5 minutes for question and answer, whatever you guys would like to ask. If anyone has any questions, go ahead. Or if you want to step on the mic.
Hey, this is a great presentation. Awesome.
Thank you.
We are going to go all in on internet leads, and I would like to get some advice on telling the team, some positive things to keep them pumped and excited about it. Because I fully have faith in it, but the leads they've worked in the past, they think, I've got a couple Garys. I want to turn that around. What can I say to them on Monday to be like, guy?
What you're going to say is, hey, I learned some things at CWC. We're going to try some things different. We're going to do some training differently. You got to train. You got to train more. Okay? The other thing is, when you start internet leads, really celebrate your successes. Tell everyone, man, Joe today sold 4,000 today in sales. Did you see that? I don't like to plug companies, but Agency Zoom's awesome. Or if you have something where everyone gets to see when somebody makes a sale, well, it drives them crazy. They just keep seeing the same person's name. They go crazy. Really celebrate it. I hope that helps. Anyone else? Wow, I did that bad, huh? Okay, wow. Oh, wait.
What CRM are you using for your internet leads?
Because I don't, how do I say this politically correct? I use Allstate. I do. I don't want to get fired. You got to be compliant, guys. Don't take the chance. Be compliant, okay? Don't be a rock star and think, oh, I'm going to use this. And that's nothing against any company that's here, but be very careful. Internet leads have a liability, okay? Somebody else had one? Yes, sir.
What percentage of your business comes from internet leads versus all the other lead sources, or personal referrals and stuff?
Where's Tina again? Well, I would say 65, 60% comes from cross-selling. I don't have time right now, but I have a process with my CSRs that they do warm transfers to my salespeople. And then they get incentivized from it. So we get a lot from that too. Anyone else?
Retention, since you've been doing it for so long, what's the retention look like on the internet leads?
Usually about 85, 86%. Because look, back in the day, managers used to tell me, oh, don't do internet leads, you're going to have 50% retention. Like I said earlier, people buy everything over the internet. Everyone does. So go ahead, they're going to shop. All your customers are going to shop. Whether you do internet leads or mail or whatever, they're going to shop.